Welcome to Make the Norm Podcast,
where we normalize black excellence,
whisper our failures,
and scream our achievements.
Pro-black, not anti-white.
All lives can't matter
if black lives don't. Yo. Welcome to Make the Norm Podcast. I'm your host, Rick G's.
And I'm your host, Trying to Elevate.
What's going on?
Not much. You'll have to excuse me eating this episode again. I knew y'all ground me up last time, but nigga hungry.
So what you want to get into is Flint. People got arrested in Flint, some Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, man. I wish we live right now, but we couldn't wait for too many people to flood in. So I wish we could get your opinion, but I feel like it's better than nothing at some point. But once your child get lead poisoning, man, it's really nothing that can compensate for that, because they gonna be handicapped for the rest of their life. So it's unfortunate.
So what happens to a child that gets lead poisoning?
They have like mental delays. They don't meet like their milestones and stuff like that. So, where a typical, like, let's say if they get introduced to it at 4, they might stop developing mentally at that age. So now you got a 15-year-old that, that acts like a 6-year-old, or something to that capacity, or maybe they just don't meet all of their milestones as far as like being able to communicate their emotions or being able to communicate intellectually and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's messed up.
So it was 9 people that was indicted, and it's been going on since what, like 2015?
Yeah, 9 people on 41 charges.
Different charges.
Yeah.
Charges range from manslaughter, perjury, willful neglect, and a host of other charges. I think you got a list right here.
Yeah, so that was one of the crazy things, is like some of the charges, like I was saying, don't add up. Like you can get, you got one person that got charged with perjury. They facing 15. They say that's a 15-year felony. Then can follow with a $10,000 fine. But then for manslaughter, it's only a $7,500. Involuntary manslaughter, it's only a $7,500 fine, and it's like what did it say? It was a 5-year felony. No, it still was it still was 15-year felony, but I think the fine was less. And like a lot of people, the main person, which is the governor, the ex-governor, he probably got the least amount of charges.
Right.
So that is what it is. 2 brothers was involved.
Yeah, it don't look like they got worse charges than anybody else, but I guess they all was in cahoots some kind of way.
They all just neglected the issue. Yeah,
not doing all they could do to straighten that situation out.
And somebody got charged with extortion, so it might have been some money involved, because a lot of people was throwing money at the problem, trying to fix it. But damn, Reese, I think we having is it anything still in focus over there? All right. Yeah, I think they was having some issues as far as somebody maybe getting some paper out of the deal.
There's always money involved when it comes to politics, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess y'all can keep up with that. Just Google the Flint, the story in Flint where 9 people got indicted. It might be more. Who knows? It's been going on this long, so we'll see.
And they were saying that the taxpayers might have to foot the bill for the lawyer fees, and it's up to $35 million in lawyer fees. Like, what type of lawyers they got, I don't know.
Lawyers be eating, man. They hourly rates be something crazy.
Yeah, so we were doing the math. Even if they was working 24 hours a day at $1,000 an hour, what I said, that still was like 1,400, like almost 1,500 days worth of work.
Right.
So I don't know how they charging them.
Yeah, man, they hourly rates be crazy. So some of them people might got 2 and 3 lawyers. You know what I'm saying? So $35 million is still excessive, but it's like a 5-6 year thing. So who knows? Lawyers come up. If you ever had a lawyer for anything, criminal, accident, they come up with all types of shit, man. All types of shit. I had to pay for some mouse semen. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, I was in a car accident. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? They come up with all types of weird shit to charge you for. Don't never want to show you receipts for anything. You know what I'm saying? So
then they send they funky at you. You know what I mean? You go in there for the name, and then, you know what I'm saying, thinking that, oh yeah, this person got relationships with the judges and all that. Show up to court and they got the, you know what I'm saying, the assistant. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he told me to tell you to take this dub.
Yeah, that shit be crazy. So back at this Capitol Hill stuff, I see. Did you see where it was a guy from VA? Because basically right now in Washington D.C., like, I guess they setting up like a border, like, you know what I mean? They got cops everywhere, just trying to make sure the inauguration goes smooth. So it was a guy that they caught. He had fake inaugural credentials. I guess trying to get in, you know, where the police is at or whatever. And he had a handgun and 500 rounds. So who knows what the fuck he was trying to do. Yeah, like one gun and 500 rounds. Like, what kind of gun was that?
Right. It was a handgun at that, so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was planning on getting
some damage. He probably was meeting up with some people and had extra ammo for them, though. Because, you know, like, the day of the riots at the Capitol Hill, or, you know, domestic terrorism, they found pipe bombs and all that. Right. So they had to deactivate a couple of pipe bombs that had triggers and all that. Like, they said it was about to go down.
And I see they saying they have a threat. It's a threat basically in 50 out of the 52 states.
Yeah, so, yeah, strap up.
So, do you think the inauguration gonna go smooth?
Define smooth, man.
I mean, you know, with no incident.
Nah, I don't think so. Unfortunately, like, you know what I mean, I try to be optimistic about a lot of different things, but the fact that, like, so one of the things they try to paint this picture that the people that went down there, you know, the white people that went down there was Patriots. Of a struggling population, and they was concerned about, you know, what was happening with the money, and, you know what I'm saying, America not supporting the citizens and all that, but
shit, they was
catching private jets with money. Yeah, they was loaded in that joint.
There was a lady that caught a private jet to it.
Private jet was doctors, lawyers, Olympic gold medalists, you know, senators.
Somebody took their life. He took his own life instead of facing the charges. I think he was a teacher or something. Yeah, no. He was a bank manager. Yeah, he was a bank manager. So
come on, these bank managers get that bread.
Yeah, pretty much. And he was a bank manager in Metro Atlanta.
Yeah, these wasn't no factory workers that was struggling, you know what I'm saying? And losing job, like lost their jobs and all that. This was like the upper echelon. So I don't want to say not all of them, of course, but you know what I'm saying?
Majority.
Like, majority and the ones that was organizing. So
factory workers ain't had time for that bullshit.
Right, they struggling.
You know what I'm saying?
So you see the boy from Hawaii with the black wife. Mm-hmm. And,
proud boy founder of Hawaii.
Right. Yeah. And his wife, you know, got a black wife. They done been on one of these judge shows and all that. Mm-hmm. And come to find out, I think she graduated from Lincoln. Right. Lincoln University. So, you know what I mean? Y'all gotta take that one, Lincoln. You know what I mean? I would
love to talk to her.
Yeah, right.
Like, that just makes no sense. Like, where was you at? You just home watching the baby while he running in the Capitol.
One joint I seen where it was like and I don't know if it was accurate, so I ain't never posted, but it was a picture of him with a KK with like a Ku Klux Klan outfit on, holding carrying her, like on some like heroic type, you know what I'm saying, like a portrait. So I don't know if it's how accurate it is, if somebody did that and added it to their picture or what, but.
That's some weird shit there.
Yeah, I think she weird.
Yeah, most of the people that got arrested, they're already home.
Yeah, ain't that something?
Not on house arrest or nothing. They just home. And, you know, remind you that they broke into the Capitol and people died.
Yeah, cop died. Cop got beat down crazy. Yeah, what happened with the cop? You said he had multiple contusions.
He had like 4 or 5 broken ribs.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So basically they denounced the Proud. So now the Proud Boys denouncing Blue Lives now. So they was out there stomping flags and calling them traitors, and you know what I'm saying. So
exactly.
you know that caused an interesting dynamic, because now when they go to act up, or you know what I'm saying, like, are you gonna look at them differently now? No. Even though I don't think so, because they still white at the end of the day. But what you think? You think they're gonna treat them how they treat us now that they're not Blue Lives Matter supporters?
They will never treat them like they treat us. It's not in them. They can't.
Yeah.
They don't see fear. They don't see hate. They don't see a problem when they see them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They feel like they can talk to them. They can relate to them.
Yeah, they see themselves.
Yeah, they see themselves. So they would never treat them like that. They could paint their fucking face black and still, like, they still, oh, no, I see a little bit of white skin. Like, no, they would never. They would never. You know
yeah, man, so.
That's the only thing I probably think is impossible. For them to ever treat them like us.
Yeah, man, it's like, it's crazy, man, because they be going at them hard. Like, they be, you know what I'm saying, going at them with knives and sticks and whatever, and they just, they don't treat them like they treat us, man.
At all.
So, you know what I mean, y'all can call it what y'all want. Y'all can say, you know what I'm saying, it ain't a color thing, it ain't this. Like, even they still trying to convince people that it wasn't the Proud Boys, it was wasn't the Patriots, it was the Antifa. It's their favorite line. Here go the picture right here. All right.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
She in the way. She's a nut.
So I'm gonna try to see if I'm gonna put this in the camera and see if y'all can see it or not. But
yeah, I don't even understand.
Yeah,
probably next time you upload it and put it on the channel.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I know they got all these apps now that, you know, put other people's faces on other people, so I don't know. I don't want to say it's the real deal, but I could see her taking that picture.
Yeah, I can too. She looked just as weird as him.
Mm-hmm.
I seen something, damn, what's the comedian boy name?
Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey on Instagram. He put up this video of this white boy that must have adopted a black child. And he's talking about he's tired of people saying that all Trump supporters are racist. Why he's not even hugging his so-called son. He got his arm around his neck, basically. And, like, who's our president? Like, the little boy, like, Trump. You can tell they even rehearsed it, or he probably squeezed his neck a little bit when he asked him the question. Like, but they all, like, that's their claim to fame. Like, just, I have a black friend, I'm not racist. Like, they all, if you gotta say something like that, you racist.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? You would never hear me say I got white people in my phone, I'm not racist. Like, no.
I saw that question. Is it possible to be a Trump supporter and not be racist?
It's possible.
I think so.
Yeah, it's possible, but it remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because all racists and bigots are Trump supporters.
And then it also depends on to what level are you supporting. Like, are you supporting right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, you still riding with him? Like you say, he can go to Times Square and shoot somebody, and you still gonna ride for him? Like, right. That's a level of support that's on a whole nother level.
Right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to somebody who thinks you're just doing good for the country. And
I seen that on Instagram too. All Trump supporters are not racist, but all racists are Trump supporters. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense.
I don't believe that either.
What you mean?
I don't think all racists are Trump supporters.
I ain't seen a racist that like Kamala and Biden. Well, not on social media. I haven't. We're not talking about Biden. We're talking about the supporters.
He's not supporting Trump?
That makes no sense. Like, he's the fucking president. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he's running against him. Like, what are you making know he in a whole different party? That makes no sense. So there you go with the cool dumb shit. Like,
I mean, that's just an example. It's a prime example.
All right, man. He's a Democrat.
It don't matter.
He a Democrat. Why would he support the person he was running against? Like, what are you talking about?
So
that makes no sense.
Can support. Only Republicans can think that Trump is doing a good job in supporting.
Just eat your rice, man. You just threw my whole train of thought off with that nonsense. But yeah, I don't know why white people do that. Like, I got a black friend and all that. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
the,
of them.
you know what I mean, that's the dumbest thing to revert to. I have a black friend.
As you see, a lot of them are. And I don't think he's the only one married to a black woman either. So you know what I mean. We probably be surprised how many of them may have black wives or Hispanic wives.
Surprised.
Like look at the bull that killed what's it, George Floyd. His wife is like a different ethnicity. I think she was Asian or something like that. But I think he's still racist. Like I forget he did something out that made me think like damn, like that would affect your wife, and you still stand on it. But I can't even remember what it was at this point. But the cop that killed George Floyd was a racist, and his wife is a different ethnicity. So I think they are. I think just because you date somebody or marry somebody don't have nothing to do with how you feel about certain people as a whole.
Yeah, I don't know though. Wouldn't just because he did that to George Floyd makes him a racist?
No.
Did he have other stuff?
Yeah, it was other stuff like the way he was acting. They apparently, allegedly they worked at a club together, and
they was always beefing.
Yeah, they was always beefing, but it wasn't just him. Like the club owner said, like the way he was with black people was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was blatantly racist.
Yeah, and they hired him. So yeah, what that makes them? If you can honestly sit there and observe that, and you still gave this man a job and a paycheck, it's just beyond me. Yeah. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that a lot of times we support these systems in different ways that we don't even realize we supporting them in. You know what I'm saying? Like if he racist, you should have just got rid of him. But the fact that he a cop, she probably gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
That's just dumb. We always going at it about racist cops, like, so it don't matter what he is. If you can honestly say that he go at one group of people the wrong way, you shouldn't give him a job. Because really, that I would have thought that he gonna get me sued one day. Even on that standpoint, even if you didn't give a fuck on a deeper level, you care about your own business and your own pockets. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You could have damn, he might get me sued one day. Like he doing too much against this, you know what I mean? This particular group of people. Mm-hmm. So that was just, you know what I mean? To me, when I seen, I think it was a woman, right?
Yeah, the owner. Woman, yeah.
I didn't really.
Was Spanish too.
I didn't care for her.
Next.
I didn't care for her coming out speaking because that was just nutty. You gave him a job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say you fired him because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a wide spectrum into some of these small racist towns that we probably would never know about if this kind of stuff didn't happen.
Right.
Like there's a lot of these little towns that are just like that, but we would have never heard of no Kenosha. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If it's not related to sports or something like that. We don't know the stuff that's going on in these little cities and towns.
And I think I said that on air before. I don't think Trump's a racist. I just think he care about green. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And some people feel like that, like politicians are always making it a black and white thing when it's time to vote. They always making it like black people have to be Democratic and white people have to be Republican.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Some people don't. I guess they don't realize that black people used to be Republicans.
Yeah, like we actually founded the Republican Party.
Right.
But I think it's just strategic. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, and I think that happens to us all the time. People know that we are weak in certain areas, and they exploit those areas. So if I know that majority of black people are going to vote Democrat, I mean look at Biden. Like, you know what I'm saying? He already knew that majority of black people was going to vote Democrat, so that allowed him to go up there and say dumb stuff like, "Oh, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black." You know what I'm saying? That's entitlement.
And the narrative is always blue is poor, red is rich. That's how we was raised coming up. Oh, what's Democrat? Oh, they for the poor people. Oh, what's the Republic? They for the rich people. Yeah, it is like even growing up with all of us.
To me,
it's a broader spectrum.
To me, what he just said is that's what it really was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They said that Republicans had money and Democrats did.
Poor. Yep.
It wasn't even nothing else. It was just that rich versus poor.
Yep.
Because some Republicans, they not racist. They just, you ain't got no money, they don't fuck with you. Right? Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. It ain't about black or white. You know what I mean? With some of them. Like with Trump, to me, I don't think he's a racist.
Yeah, so
I don't think he give a fuck about a poor white person just as much as a black person.
Selfish. He's very selfish.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he really care about his children for real. Like, seriously, I think he's just a self-centered asshole.
It shows you even with the vice president comment calling him a pussy.
A pussy. Like, he don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah,
Like,
this was your comrade.
I just think more so that they was pushing the black and white thing so much, he was like, fuck it, I'm just going,
come
on, y'all, come with me then. You know what I mean? To the white people. Because, you know what I mean, he wasn't just going to try to prove that he wasn't a racist.
Yeah, and I think he also, like, with him being he's definitely like the ideal narcissist, but also it's a lot of us have something called implicit biases, and with him being so narcissistic that he just standing on a lot of his implicit biases, just like, you know, everybody else that may not be racist, but they already have these thoughts that inherently make them treat black people a certain type of way. Not even just black people, people of different races a certain type of way, because when you look at some of the comments he make about immigrants and stuff like that, it's clear that he has a lot of ignorance and a lot of negative things to say about that.
Like, you out of touch. You can't be commenting on. You never been around none of these people, bro. You've been here ever since you was fucking born.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You had a certain type of money. You was living a certain type of way. You don't know nothing about these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was just ignorance.
I forget, one of the comedians was like, this was Trump's movie. This was his movie. He treat this shit like a Hollywood movie script.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted to exit legendary, so he'll never be forgotten. You know what I'm saying?
Like, they played around, and they thought that he was going to be a puppet for them.
Yeah.
And once he got in there, he told them all dick up. You know what I'm saying? They thought that he was going to do what they wanted him to do when they wanted him to do it. And he wasn't going for that shit. So just as well as they used him, he used them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who thought they knew better didn't expect him to win. And that's where a lot of stuff went left, because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people were saying that they wasn't going to vote for him, and then when it turned out, you know what I'm saying, like, white women said they wasn't going to vote for him because of this or that. You know, he talking about grabbing women by the pussy and all of that. But then when it come out, white women voted for him, and like, I think 53% of white women voted for him. Then the second term, they said they wasn't going to vote for him again, and they felt stupid for voting for him the first time. And then a higher number, like 56% of them wound up voting for him. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like they paint this picture like, oh, no, we don't stand for that. But then they start talking as lesser of two evils, and it's like, oh, I'm going to just, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to vote for him again on a sneak tip. Like,
yeah, with all that Make America Great Again shit. They wanted to, you know what I mean? They was hoping he would do some shit that'd take us back to slavery or something. I don't know. Like, what do they mean by that? When was America great?
I don't know what they mean by that. I think his whole campaign was to bring jobs back to America. I think that's where it started. Like, Make America Great was, you know, bringing factory jobs back to America.
I think it was a financial thing when you say it. I guess for him to bring the country back to its highest point in terms of, like you said, like economically, yeah. Because no other president has been.
So when was there a time that it was great economically?
Well, when we had a lot of stuff that was made.
Reagan, right?
Like
Wasn't Reagan?
I wouldn't say Reagan.
With the drugs? You know,
I don't think it was necessarily a time where it was like I don't think they talking about it in a presidency term. I think they talking about it in a term as far as like all of our product, like a lot of our products was made here. We was booming with like Industrial Revolution really took us to another level. So we had all of the factory jobs here. Like, people could make a living without a college education, and you know what I'm saying. And but then you had like the fall of Detroit with the car, with the GM and all of that. So I think he was trying to redo that. Like, you know what I'm saying. Instead of having all these jobs being shipped to China. Because that was one thing he was big on. Like, he put a lot of sanctions on China. He wasn't like tucking his tail when it came to dealing with China like a lot of people do. So, you know what I'm saying? In that sense, I kind of understand what he meant. But I think that the general population, that, you know, these racist people, they probably did have it in mind, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gonna take the throne back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
When they never got off the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of them it was a racism thing with them. It was, you know, we gonna be back on top again as a race.
Yeah, and he allowed that narrative to dance around.
Right.
Because he would never straight up and just straight up condemn it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he allowed that narrative because he wanted their votes.
Right, it benefited.
But he didn't. I don't think he cared how dangerous that is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
because
what
he's
I'm
a narcissist. So,
yeah, I don't think he cared how
you know
dangerous that
it
is.
benefited him, and that was all that mattered.
Like, because they have this audacity to see a black person and think a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
We should see them and fucking run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have did nothing
Or
but
attack.
bloodshed, run, or fucking attack. But
And I think he about to get that kind of treatment because I already seen several organizations that use things associated with Trump, arenas, anything associated with him been pulling out of it. So now that he's not going to be president and the Capitol Hill thing happened, everybody's going to be, oh, I don't want this from Trump. Like you said, Belichick denied something from him, a Medal of Honor. I forgot what it was. It was a Trump, some kind of sporting event that was taking place in Trump's property. They
do you think this is dangerous, trying to, basically, this country is trying to disown Trump and just, do you think it's a dangerous thing, him coming off of presidency, the things he may know? Is there things that he can do to damage us? Or
I think he's still. I think if you look at his history, right? He's even though he made, like, he's a good businessman. Like, even though people always say, oh, he went bankrupt, and he did this and he did that. He know what he's doing.
Yeah,
that was strategic.
Yeah, exactly. He know what he's doing. He might not have been as good as his dad, but he definitely is a good businessman.
His dad was mean on real estate, right?
Yeah, he was mean on real estate too. Trump is the reason that New York is New York.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a bull.
Especially Manhattan.
Yeah, like, he a bull. So I think that he is very strategic in the way that he looks at America as a company and him as a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? So you look at his remember that show he had? I think he just really like you said, this is his TV show, and he knows how to play it.
Yep.
So it is dangerous because
the narrative
that narrative is that you trying to turn somebody's hero into the villain.
Didn't even threaten that.
People choose sides.
Didn't even threaten selling, like they were saying, somebody was saying he was talking about selling some of the. There's a lot of like conspiracy theories about him selling some of the top secret information to other companies, like stuff we're not even privy to. I saw that too. Like they were worried about like a security issue. You know what I'm saying?
No, to his benefit. Whether or not it's legal or illegal, I don't know.
That can't be legal.
It can't be legal.
So I mean, and that's when I think the type of legal trouble that would lead to would be considered treasonous because he's in a privileged position. So. But if you look at Biden's situation with his son, how he was able to go to these different international companies and leverage his power, nothing happened to them. So you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing will probably happen to Trump just because even when he started his campaign, he said too many people owe him favors, and we seen that throughout his whole thing, right?
But I'm just saying, it just seemed like America is trying to disown this bull. They trying to. I don't think it's just.
No, I don't think
people
it
are
is
taking
Trump.
action. The Twitter shit.
I just told you, Twitter, the companies pull like they making him.
They're
like,
trying to disown him. They're trying to
it's
ruin
like
him.
nobody want nothing to do with him or his name or be anything attached to him.
Yeah, they not even giving him a military send off. Like, they're trying to like destroy this boy. And my question is they're taking that's action steps.
That's
they not just talking.
That's the private sector though.
What you mean?
Like, as far as like you talking about like businesses, companies, the government sector is a whole different entity.
Well, the government sector would have something to do with the send off.
Dog,
right?
he is a business. He care about
right.
that
The
shit.
government sector would have something to do with him having a traditional send off like every other president.
True.
So they taking that away. You know what I mean? Because they already doing it. They're going to shun him.
They're trying to turn his name and brand to mud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, is that dangerous?
I think so. Because there's a lot of, you gotta look at a lot of us we not like when they talk about the QAnon and all of that, we not privy to a lot of the stuff that they believe. But they basically believe that Trump is like a messiah and that he came to liberate the country and that he, you know what I'm saying, like he basically is going to put us in a position where, because like China, you know, China hold a lot of our debt. And the theory goes that if they ask for their money back, then it's an imminent war and all this other stuff. So, but they got a lot of Americans in under
Well, I
control.
hear how they play is they don't really want the money back. They want land.
Yeah, so
they don't want the money.
So one of their things is like you see like they starting to set up so Q they got information, they got stuff that say that the Chinese are setting up military bases in Jamaica, which I did read that they bought like a whole port in Jamaica, and allegedly that's for a military installation. and that's close to America. They also are allegedly buying up all of this rural land in the Midwest. And you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people look at it and say, why are they doing that? So they think that, you know what I'm saying? Like they think that it's strategic, that the only only reason that a lot of these left-wing people want Trump out is because they in China pocket and they want to make it easier for China to be able to do whatever they doing. Instead of y'all paying back our bread, we just want some land so that we can start to basically colonize America. You know what I'm saying? Because basically that's when they talk about the whole Social Security thing, and that we owe a certain amount because we got to make a certain amount during our lifetime. They basically want to pay China in that instead of paying them in cash. You know what I'm saying? Right. Basically, we're gonna pay you with our citizens. So that's one of the theories that they got, and a lot of these stuff be like they be having evidence for these stuff. So
and another thing is, do you think America needed Trump to display a lot of his vulnerabilities? Because we would know a lot of these things if he wasn't in office.
That's another reason why they believe that he had to be the one to do it, because he's not a politician and he's not in nobody's pocket. So yeah, I think that is very true.
Because a lot of the people, like you think about the Capitol stuff, a lot of the people behind that, every day looking at these people, even the peers that work with them, you would never know their mindset is to do that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So what about it? We never even found out about who these people really are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we still don't know. I
mean,
still won't ever really know.
No, not fully, but we know it's people that have that kind of agenda.
We always knew that. We always knew that. They just wore hoods before. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they shedded their hoods at the time. We didn't expect that. If it wasn't for Trump, they wouldn't have felt comfortable or confident enough to do that. So
I just would like to know what being that brave felt like for them, like. To know they're doing that, there's no alcohol, drugs involved with some of these people.
It's liberating.
Like, and you know these things are crimes. Like, it had to be something bigger, reassuring you that it was cool.
That's
you know what I mean?
When they talk about liberation and all that, that's what they talking about. Like, you see the girl that got maced outside of the Capitol. They like, why did you go in there? And she like, it's a revolution. Right. Like, is it a revolution? No. It's not really a revolution, though. Right. You confused.
Anything to be a part of history, huh?
Right. Fucking evil, man. She looked at her like with an attitude.
Yeah, right. Like, it's a revolution.
Like, you stupid bitch.
Anything to be a part of history. Like, anything. They going to remember you in the history textbooks.
Right.
You got maced. Now that's all over. I'm the one that got maced back in 2021.
You tell her that story. Like, back when we stormed the Capitol, I got maced.
You know, I was actually the one that got maced.
Fighting for what? The power we already have. That's all y'all fighting for. Y'all got the power fucking right. Oh, my God. Like, the shit is unbelievable, bro. Like, they just fighting over power that they got.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what the fuck?
Wow,
it makes no sense, man. Nothing's going to change. You still got white motherfucking privilege. That's the best thing you can have out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no paper or nothing for real. You got some white privilege and you know how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching, I forget what the fuck I was watching this morning, but it was just showing like old cases and shit. So this 16-year-old white boy, he killed his girlfriend's son. He was like 24 months. Mm-hmm. So, you know, he in court, he crying, he woo-wooing, he turning around to the girl, how much he's sorry, and he was off his meds and all this shit. Mm-hmm. So he pleading this case to the judge with all these motherfucking crocodile tears, right? So the motherfucking judge was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm sitting here and watching you perform, but you know, that phone conversation you had with your mom on the jail call, he had the conversations with his mom when he told his mom, like, yeah, all I gotta do is go in there and cry with my brown hair, I'm white. With my blonde hair, I'm white. You know what I mean? Wow. They going, you know what I mean? I'm white. They gonna give me a chance. Wow. So the judge was like, so yeah, you know what I mean? I understand you know, you doing all this crying and this forgiveness and all that, but yeah, you made this statement. You know what I'm saying? About how you gonna come in here and cry with your blonde hair and that you're white. Man, he socked his ass. he gave that nigga, like, if you die and you come back, you was still in jail. Like, he kicked him off the roof. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was 16 with that mindset, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is scary.
You don't need to be a rocket scientist to realize that, though.
That shit is scary.
They do it all the time. It's just that it's unspoken. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's where he messed up. Is he voiced it? He
voiced it on a jail call. You fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Killed the 24-month-old baby. Talking about if he just cried with it, he got blonde hair, and he's white, he'll be okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Judge knocked his motherfucking head off.
There goes that superpower. Got you 1,000 years.
Right, because you let it go to your head.
Yeah.
Because he might have would have had him if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, man, it's a powerful drug.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. The inauguration, well, it's what, tomorrow or Tuesday?
21st, right?
21st?
Is it?
I thought it was the 20th.
Yeah.
On MLK Day,
this
right?
Week.
The 20th is Tuesday?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know, man, if they planning to do something in every state or just they really going to try to come to Washington. It don't seem like they're going to be successful in Washington, so.
Yeah, they have to shut that down.
Why do you think that? Oh, because of how
it's too heavy there, bro. They got fucking perimeters for fucking blocks on blocks on blocks. So
they should have did this in the first place, though. The thing about it is they don't see white people as being a threat. You know what I'm saying? So it's
they showed it now, so it's like they got to do a little something now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna put on front, but you think they actually going? Hold people accountable?
Truck.
They come this time, this inauguration, people gonna get smoked, man.
Yeah. You think people gonna get smoked?
They got snipers. They got snipers and everything, man.
Yeah, talk your ass
I bet you nobody get shot.
Yeah, what you want to bet? Okay. Well, it ain't a bet if you know you're gonna win. You know what I mean?
Like it's snipers on the roofs. It's
that's all show.
Nah,
that's all show.
No sir.
All right.
No sir. No.
They at this point they gotta smoke somebody.
If they come to that inauguration trying to kill motherfucking Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, they gonna die.
It's gonna be a scene out of
it. Nigga, they gonna die.
All right, so the bet is if nobody gets smoked, then
an attempt to do something to somebody at that inauguration.
No, I ain't saying that. You saying that if they come, they gonna get smoked.
That's not what I see.
No,
that's not what I just said. See,
we talking
something's wrong with it, man.
No, I'm talking about if they come.
That ain't what I said.
No,
that ain't what I said. You're not gonna sit here and put words. With the camera on, he's standing here, fat man out there, like you just put words in my mouth.
No, you said if they come, they gonna get smoked. My bad. All right, go ahead.
Look, he gonna repeat it like he's right.
Go ahead.
That's not what he.
Reiterate.
So you didn't hear the part when I said if they tried to do something.
If they come and try to do something,
yeah, I heard
they
that
gonna die.
Just recently,
but at first he said if they come and try to do something at that inauguration, they're gonna get smoked.
But when they try to do something, I'm thinking about the same situation that happened at the Capitol.
If they try to overthrow
what I said is two different things.
If they try to overthrow the inauguration, it's going to be bloodshed.
It's going to be bloodshed.
So when y'all say overthrow, what y'all talking about? See, it's different. There's a difference between trying to overthrow the inauguration.
Well, when I say overthrow is when you come. If you come in all these groups of people like you did for the Capitol,
like that, yeah,
rush.
that's what I'm talking about.
But that they were doing violent things, Truck. So
but you saying it like they trying to assassinate, like if you come,
violent, any act of violence
to that inauguration and on any type of violence, they gonna die.
Get
So if they come in the same fashion that they came to Capitol Hill, they gonna die. Is you saying that?
If they come and try to do any type of violence, especially to them two motherfuckers, they gonna die.
It's priority order. It's
they gonna die.
Shoot to kill.
They gonna double die. They gonna bring them back to life and shoot them again. They gonna die.
Right,
Washington look crazy right now.
The people that got locked up might get a slap on the wrist or whatever, but they gonna die. They come
like Washington looked crazy for that happening. Like the security breach in Washington, like that branch is not happy about how they look.
I understand. It makes America look weak. It makes America look weak. But this is the whole thing, though. Oh man, did I not hit this? Do I hit this button? Oh yeah, that's why I'm wondering why.
Yeah, they looking bad right now.
I'm looking at the whole situation though, like, if they come, I think that they are planning to come the same way that they came to the Capitol Hill. I think that if they do that, the same situation, it's going to be the same situation. Nobody is going to be harmed. Them snipers on the roof is for show.
Nah. I disagree.
Now, if somebody try to, like you said, I do believe if somebody try to do something to Biden, or they have to do. The Secret Service has to step in.
But they not gonna let them stand there.
Yeah, like
fuck around with guns and all.
That's what I'm saying. Like you think they actually, if they come in, even in the same manner, they came how they came, ruckus, brolic,
like that,
out of control. You think that's gonna be allowed?
If they do come like that, it's gonna be blessed.
I don't think so.
Maybe they might get locked up, but I don't think nobody.
I don't think they don't even want them on the premises.
First of all, the crackers.
So that's
first of all, Reezy, the crackers that's coming is coming for smoke. They not coming this time for that. They coming for smoke this time. They want smoke.
So you think it's gonna be a shootout then?
And it ain't gonna be. They gonna be getting dropped.
Man, all right, well then we betting then.
I already said this. What's wrong with you?
So the person, so if nobody gets smoked, if them snipers just sit up there and collect dust, then you gotta wear something crazy on the show next week. I don't know what, like maybe like just something silly, because it ain't gonna have to be. You know, we can't gamble, we can't bet, like you know what I'm saying?
A bet is a bet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but it ain't.
Whatever, even if money ain't involved, a bet is a bet.
Man,
gambling is risking losing something, sir. That's a bet.
Come on, man.
That's a bet.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. What? That's a bet.
But I'm talking about from an Islamic perspective, though.
Betting is you risking losing something.
It's not gambling. It's just a friendly bet.
Look, man. Just come on with the show, bro. I don't want to bet.
All right,
I don't want to wear a tutu to the show.
All right.
I don't want to wear a tutu to the show.
It ain't a bet if you're going to win, or if you know you're going to win.
Yeah, I know.
But, yeah, I think they're going to show up. They're going to act out.
So you think they're going to show up and show out?
Yeah, I think they're going to show up and they're going to show out. Yeah. And nothing going to happen. A couple people going to go to jail. A couple cars might get set on fire. You know what I mean? Some people might have to be rushed to safety.
They ain't letting
but them
set
snipers
no
ain't
cars
going.
on
Them
fire
snipers
at
ain't
no
going to one
inauguration,
shot.
bro. You
them
tripping.
snipers ain't going to bust a grape in a fruit fight.
They is not letting nobody set no cars on fire at no inauguration, bro.